Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back. Has reality started to sink in for you yet? The reality, that's the true reality. You know, I was thinking about it before I started this video. And I was thinking about it really hard. This whole incident that's going on with George Floyd and his death is just the beginning. If you can progress yourself and you can liberate yourself in here, it may make sense and it may not. You'll always be free. The problem is that there's so many of them that don't want it that way. And who are them? Look, people can get mad all they want to. It's probably why my last 5 videos got taken down before the one I put up yesterday. I mentioned Tom Hanks' name, but you know what, Tom Hanks, you're a bitch. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is they all knew before this COVID pandemic that so many people that when you go to these hospitals and everything, they're not even loaded down. They got you doing all this stuff. They don't make you understand. It's not about protection. It's not even about segregation. It's about control. What do I mean by control? And this is probably the reason this video get taken down. And if it does, I'll just go ahead and post another one. I don't care. Like I said, I will start another channel. There are people out there that are telling you the things that are right and wrong. There are those that are riding on that pale horse that are trying to lead you to the kingdom of heaven. And when I say the kingdom of heaven, not in death. The kingdom of heaven is here on earth. Does anybody sit there and think that when they say that the heavens and the earth in the book of Revelation shall become one? But do you know why there are those that are compelled to lead you away from it? Partially because of race. But the other reason is because of people like me. See, I'm an American ambassador, and I have people ask me all the time, well, what's your purpose? What do you do? Let me tell you something. Have you ever wondered why, when you fill out applications for jobs, the only listing that they got is U.S. citizen? Have you ever wondered why, whenever you receive legal documents, that they sit there and they say that, oh yeah, your name's all in capital letters? Are you so-and-so? There's a reason. They've got you listed as a fake private corporation. All capital letters. I own my own business, I know. They expect you to incorporate. And when you incorporate, you have more power than God himself. More power than God. And I refused to because I knew what that meant. I was not a private corporation. I wasn't going to incorporate so I could be better than anybody else. My business was a sole proprietorship. You know why? Because it was me, Michael Zubalaga, the one sitting right here talking to you right now. I had nothing to hide behind, nothing to protect, and nothing to lose. And everything to gain. But you know why I say everything to gain? It wasn't about money, just even money. It was about the love of the people that I worked for and helping those who were less fortunate, those who were more in need. Oh yeah, and I'm talking about people that were veterans that served in the wars for this country. and died and bled like some of my brothers when I was in the military. Okay? And I'm going to explain something to all of you. Reason I became an ambassador, I was chosen to become ambassador, is because these son of a bitches don't want you knowing the truth. None of you. And let me tell you something. Dr. Fauci, think about his last name. Is his name American? Is it English? Is it Native American Indian? Is it black? No, it's Italian. And you wonder why that shill is up on your TV screens telling you to wear face masks every day and you're going to die if you don't. He's a liar too. He was probably there at Event 201. I mean, come on. Do you people not understand what's truly going on? And now the whole thing with George Floyd, they want to divide and conquer us. They don't want you getting this information. They don't want you having this knowledge. Your name is in all caps letters on your Social Security card, on your birth certificate, for every reason. And they sit there and lie to you day in and day out. And I have been told by multiple constituents that I have, some very credible, some of them even 4- and 5-star generals. You have money that belongs to you. It has been since birth. And it's called a ceste que via trust, which is French for proof of life. And when you go to the courthouse and they use your name in all capital letters and you mention that, they say you're dead and out to sea because you're under British Admiralty law. That's why in your courtrooms these days, they don't even have an American flag. They have a gold fringed flag. They've had it for years. They've been flying it. Very few courtrooms will even keep the flag down. You know why? Because when that fringe flag is up, it means that they're at war with you. At war, not at peace. And they don't want me telling you this. This video will probably get taken down. And it's okay if it does. I will just keep doing it. I'll put it on another platform. There are a million other platforms out there. YouTube is supposed to be for the people. And remember how yesterday I talked about freedom of speech? I should be able to come over here and tell you this stuff so you all know there's nothing to hide. You want to be progressive, then maybe you need to start letting people speak and let people learn the truth. Because let me tell you something, just like Tom Hanks, who I mentioned earlier, you know what? You think he really cares? You know how Hollywood movie stars run around telling you all the time, or not even that so much, but their producers or their agents that handle them, that they have a net worth. Okay, even if they own 2 or 3 houses and those houses are worth a couple of $1 million a piece, and they own 4 or 5 cars at $200,000 or $300,000 a piece, that doesn't mean that they have a net worth of $3 million, because when they speak out about it most of the time, that whoever is their agent usually tells you to their face that they have a net worth of $4.5 billion or 5 point something billion dollars. The reason why is because their agent has access to their ceste que via trust. So anytime, whether they make a lot of money on a movie or not, they have access to pretty much unquantifiable amounts of money. And see, people like you aren't getting this. You shouldn't be out here just rioting and protesting if that's what you choose to do against George Floyd. You need to go against the people that are corrupt, against the whole system. The system itself is broken, and it has been broken since this country legally went in debt and we come off the gold standard. A lot of people, a lot of YouTube channels are coming out and are telling you that in and out, day in and day out. Oh yeah, you know, you need to purchase gold, or you know, the money you have isn't worth anything. And it really isn't. It's called fiat currency for a reason. That money has no value. It's like pennies on that dollar. You know, I sit here day in and day out, and people are like, well, what's the ceste que via trust? In 1666, the King of England turned around and told the Pope at the time, who was still in Rome, under the Roman Catholic Church, that people that are going to war, that they're not even taking and coming home, but there's some that are coming back, and you know, their wife has remarried 4 or 5 times, and you know, now they got their house and every single asset they have, and have left that soldier with nothing. Okay, well, people say, well, how does this affect us? Because some of us aren't soldiers, we're soldiers. It does not matter. The Vatican controls this country. If you don't believe me, figure it out. One of the things you pay the taxes, okay, is you pay to the Queen of England, okay, when you pay federal taxes. And people are like, well, why do we pay to the Queen of England? We're supposed to be a sovereign free country. It's because of the simple fact that the people that are running the show that you have as elected officials a lot of times, whether it's mayors or governors or presidents, okay, they know to a certain degree that they're ripping you off. They're taxing you without representation, okay? And they do it over so blatantly. They're trying to do it to try to find a way to make a road. But then what happens is when they make enough money and now the roads are paved, well, then they got them an unequivocal amount of what they call a slush fund of money that they can go golfing on and take cruises on. And if you don't believe me, here's something else you can look up. And some of my constituents have told me. Anytime that they get some high-end constituent that wants to build this multi-billion-dollar company, but they don't have jack shit, they turn around and they go out to Jekyll Island, which is somewhere right between the northern part of Georgia and South Carolina, and it's a remote island where all the elitists go. And they talk to their buddy, and they literally write them out a number, and they call the Department of Treasury, and they say, well, so-and-so needs this money, and, well, they don't have good enough credit or whatever. They might say to them, well, they're our friend, we know them. And they literally make them out a check, and they send it to Windows Z of the Federal Reserve and give them all that money. And you know why? Because they know that they can, because either they swim or they sink. They had that money anyways, and it automatically gives them access to their Cestui Que Vie trust. Look it up. I'm not telling you lies. I sit here and I'm trying to get the truth out and convey to you people how corrupt things really are. And it's so the Vatican can keep control of this country. This is our home. I'm part Native American Indian. My people literally opened this land for whites, blacks, whoever wanted to be here, so we could have a home and we could learn how to take care of the earth and work together without racism, without bias, okay? And let me tell you something. Couldn't we do that a lot more efficiently if we had the money? You know, your Cestui Que Vie trust is supposed to pay for your first home. It's supposed to pay for your first automobile. And if you're ever in a time of need and you may need those funds, that's what it's there for. And these bastards in here are lying to you and they're not telling you. They don't care. They don't care about none of you. They don't care about me. I mean, hell, look what happened to me. You don't even know. Somebody working as a judge for the Florida Department of Revenue, which is illegal. And I'll give you her name. Her name is Lisa Porter. You think I forgot about you, Lisa? I hope somebody shows you this video. I haven't forgot about you, because I'm going to make sure that you get convicted and indicted sometime in the near future. Okay, I'm going to tell you straight up. They took my home from me because somebody said that they bought my home. Yet they don't know the gentleman, but they know the gentleman I bought the house from. But they turned around and have no idea where this dude lives. They gave my home that I worked for 10 years of my own sweat equity, blood, sweat, and tears. Because unlike some people, I don't have access to my Cestui Que Vie trust. Tom Hanks, you friggin' poser. I don't have enough money that you can help people who are less fortunate more than you do. And I don't care what organizations you give your money to as far as charity. Because let me tell you something. I don't care if you gave them $1,000 a month or you gave them $1 million a year. You know, how many people live in our country? 76 billion? So what, you give them $1 million, that ends up being what, like $5 per person? You know what? You're fake. All you are is just that, an actor. You're acting just like they act in our courtrooms today. And I'm mad as hell. You know, you people don't understand. They took my home and gave it to somebody because they said, oh yeah, I bought his home. But for 10 years, I went to that man's house. It's okay. And, you know, maybe she'll watch this video and then try to figure out where he lived. So when I end up taking her to court, but it doesn't matter. Because I have papers and I have documentation that they wouldn't even allow me to show in court. The minute I said that I was going to sit there and show paperwork, you know what happened? The judge turned around and said, I'm going to give this person your house. Really? You racist, arrogant bitch? You did it because, one, you were a man-hater. And I have there's multiple videos here on YouTube that will show you who she is, Lisa Porter, and how she's a sexist and hates men. But I also think she hates anybody that isn't white. In other words, they don't have blue blood running through their veins according to what she says. But you know what? I have that blue blood running through my veins because, you know what? My grandfather was German. I also have black in me too. So that's probably why you didn't like me, because you could tell I was part black. But that's okay. You know, I love everybody. I love God. I love Jesus Christ. And I worked hard. And no person, man or woman, has not only the right to not take a life from somebody else, but they don't have a right to take the livelihood from somebody else. So all of you protesters who are out here right now, you know, don't be mad. Like yesterday when I told you on a video, don't be out here, you know, think about who you harm. Okay, these multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerates that have more money than God, that are incorporated, burn their shit to the ground if you want to. But just think about the moms and the pops type businesses that are out there right now. Those people are probably just like me. They worked hard. Their life savings went into it. Don't destroy what they have. It's not worth it, because that could be you, and put the shoe on the other foot. But these multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerates, and thank you for telling me that, John Cena, because you're the only one who's ever used that whole terminology like it's supposed to be in the history of the world in the last 100 years. They don't give a shit about you. You burn everything to the ground. Well, the Fed will go out and just say, oh, well, you have this one and this one. They own your business. They're all part of this, and they're all the leaders of this business. Well, they have this money in their Setscape Bio Trust. We'll just give it to you. Or they'll give it to them for some ridiculously low interest rate, like 1%, 0.5%. Damn, I bet you over half of you people that are going to watch this video, if you watch it, don't even have an interest rate that low on your mortgage. That's some food for thought. You know, everybody, you people here running YouTube, you should be mad that you're on YouTube, and yes, you make money from these people with ads, and yes, you help people by running ads, okay? You should be thinking about a lot of different things, okay? But you should be mad as hell that you have money that is put in a trust, and there's actually 5 different places in this country. One of them is in Georgia, where they're having protests right now. But it's money that belongs to you. And when you go to the courtroom, if you ever doubt that, look up the word comptroller. When you go there and if you tell that judge you want them to be your trustee and their comptroller, the word comptroller means controller of assets. Well, what assets? Most of the people don't have assets. You're thinking to yourself. Yes, you do. And the judge knows it. And for some odd reason, when you go to a courtroom, they have direct access to your Setscape Bio Trust. That's why they put your name in all capital letters, so they can do whatever they want, make you work like a slave, make you give them more money. And hell, they can take money right out of your trust and turn around and go play golf while you do whatever. The system is foul and it is broken. It is being corrupted because of things like the Vatican and those who are on a power trip and they want to go out here and own everything in the world. And they want to be your blatant savior. And I got one more video I'm going to do here real soon. I'm going to have more videos, but there's one more important one that I know because I had an ephany. And I'll get into it later. And it come to me. And I know it's true. And people say, well, he's a conspiracy theorist. No, whatever, dude. I'm a conspiracy theorist. If I'm a conspiracy theorist, how come I could see the smoke through the trees? And I knew that something else was going to be so foul that coronavirus didn't exist anymore in 99.9% of people's eyes. I knew that. And here it is. It's George Floyd. And it's a travesty. It's disgusting. And every person that sees that video, every person that knows what has went on, should not only be mad as hell, but you shouldn't want to take it anymore. You know, Anonymous, you're out there. It's time you step back up to the plate because people need groups like you. You know, to fight against tyrannical dictators, whether it's just through cybernetics or you coming out and then showing the bold truth about people. I mean, where are all you people at? I mean, all these people say, oh yeah, we're with the family of George Floyd. And hell, I have seen videos with J. Cole protesting. He ain't hiding because of coronavirus. You know, quit hiding behind the mask. See the smoke through the trees. Look at the people that stand beside you, black, white, Cuban, Asian, that believe in the things that you believe in, and they want freedom and equality for all. Think about those things. If these bastards gave 90% of you the access to your Sestakay via trusts, whether you worked the job or you didn't, wouldn't your life be a whole lot better if you had extra money that was you deserved? It was reparations put from you since birth? Or do you like living a lie where they tell you constantly, oh, you're this all caps work of legal fiction? That is the definition of a straw man. We know that. It's time to wake up. It's time to join together. It's time to get on the same front. You know, the cops, you cops that are out there right now, and these son of a bitches are telling you people out there in the National Reserves right now, and the National Guard, you know, don't fight these protesters because your boss tells you to. Stand up against your boss and say, this is wrong. We're not going to take it no more. I want to be treated fairly. I want to have my freedom. If I got to fight and die for my freedom, I'll do it. You know, you think my brothers, when I was in the service, sat there and died? They fought for your freedom so you could stand here and say nothing and do nothing? All of you movie stars who know that I'm telling the truth, stand up and do something about it. Stop hiding behind four walls. Stop running off in the shadows. We're here on this planet together. We're here in this world. That's why things like YouTube right now, things like Twitter, it shouldn't be banned. Think about the people around you. Do you go to sleep at night and sleep well knowing that your neighbor's starving? Do you go to sleep and sleep well knowing that someone next to you has lost a loved one, they've died? Because, you know, in good conscience, I can't do that. But, you know, that's the difference between us and them. They don't have a conscience. They just want to control the world. And Anonymous has come out and said multiple times, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and yes, they're all in bed with the belly of the beast. You know, they're getting together. They're having these occult rituals and to decide who's going to take over the world and who's going to do this. You know, it's bad because you have the right to bear arms. But, you know, some of these elitists, they sell you arms and they want nothing more for you to have sex, have more kids, and then run out here and then get your kids having more guns and then put, just like they did during those days of racism, the old black man against the young black man and the young black man against the old black man. That's how they divided and conquered you so long. Stop letting them win. Let us, as the human race, win. Let us win. Let us take and heal the earth. Let us grow our plants. Let us have the monies and the fruits of our riches like we were designed to do. Stop saying that we're all the atomae plurib, which in Latin means that we are all the atoms. We are all indoctrinatable. Because the Bible don't tell you 100% truth. It tells you about 90% truth. And there may be people that disagree with that. But then how does the word atomae plurib even exist? That means a man thought of it. And there's a Latin definition for it too. It means a lesser worker being. Are you a lesser worker being? Or can you create in your mind like I do? Can you do that? Can you run around and can you dream dreams and make them come real? You know, Killer Mike out of Georgia just put out a video a couple days ago. And he says, burn it all to the ground and we'll rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. Maybe that's what's got to happen. And not that I want that. But maybe for you to prove to yourselves that you are something more than an atomae plurib is what it is. You know, I watched a video today on Twitter. And the Amish are out there right now protesting with y'all. You know how bad? Do you know how deep the shit has got for the Amish to come out there? And there's a lot of people running around saying, how the hell do they even know? You'd be surprised what they know. They can see the smoke through the trees. Why can't all of you? Freedom and equality for the whole human race. No one world government. Freedom and sovereignty among the nations. You know, people talk about calling the United Nations all the time. What's the United Nations going to do? Come in and wage war on its own people? It's always going to be an us versus them scenario. Get rid of them. Do you need to the people to go up and represent you to self-govern? I guess that's what this really ends up being. And that's what the question really is. Do you need somebody to show you a video of George Floyd getting murdered to know the difference between right and wrong? Police officers out there, stand with your brothers. National Guard, stand with your brothers. Demand accountability from the highest levels. Because they're the ones not doing their job and they ain't got a foolproof plan. You know what? I had one once, and that's why they don't like me, a lot of people. I could fix what's going on, but it's not my job. I'm not the man with the megaphone. This is how I convey what I know. And I give you the wisdom that I have. I love you guys. Be thoughtful of one another. Take care of one another through this hard time. Get out there. Tell people we love God. We love each other. We're not going to be divided no more, regardless of color, race, beliefs. If somebody sits there, I made a statement yesterday on my video. Some people don't think that they got to pay taxes. Stop making people pay taxes that don't want to pay taxes. If you want to pay taxes, pay them. It's that simple. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. I love you guys. I hope you get something out of this, and I hope that you learn something. I hope it opens your mind some. And that you're on this wavelength, okay, that there may be different races, but we are all one. What do you think Jesus went to the cross for? We're all human. We all have wants, desires, needs. Love one another. Heal the mother. Heal the earth. Heal the families and the communities. Get together. Get out here and do something. Be the change you want to see. I love you guys. You have a great day, and I'll hopefully talk to you here soon.